Hello. So, how are you?
Yes. I'm fine.
So, can you just
Yeah.
tell the viewers about yourself?
Yeah. So I'm comfortable answering. I have completed with great difficulty my BA in English literature. It took
Yeah.
me quite a while to complete that because I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. So
Mm-hmm.
then I completed my master's in library and information science from this, and that was the point from where I really my life started turning around.
Yeah.
Because I had the greatest teachers, so they taught me a lot of things just to you,
Mm-hmm.
and they taught me to be humble, which is a big thing. Because
Yeah.
I was always very arrogant, and now I'm part of the team for extraordinary, which is
Mm-hmm.
founded by my mentor and friend Karuna Arpana Prasad Sankhe. So I work on the team. I helped him out with that daily stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then I started the Rollicking course this last year in August. We're still in our infancy, I'll be really honest, but we do have plans. It's a lot
Yeah.
of big plans, and many people are joining in now.
Mm-hmm.
So our team is expanding also. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I work with Mamta Patel and Shrishti Ohatkar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are my very close friends.
Mm-hmm.
Mamta recently joined the team, but she is amazing with networking and getting us new clients, and she's really gifted that way. And
Mm-hmm.
Shrishti is one of the most talented and gifted artists I know.
Okay.
Her work is so good. You will not think that it's a traditional painting. You think it's a photograph. That's how she paints.
Mm-hmm.
As
And
about the team.
okay. So, for you, where did the like passion for writing come from? Like since the
Yeah.
childhood you were into writing, or where did it start?
I started writing when I was 8. I was an introvert
Mm.
and
All
very
all
bold.
writers are initially introverts only. So yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I was a very big introvert up till 10.
Mm-hmm.
So I started writing when I was 8, and I wrote to find an escape from reality.
Mm-hmm.
So that was how my fiction writing started.
Okay, so you
And
wrote a fiction novel.
no, I've not published anything. That's the problem. I didn't have the courage to that time because I was worried that people would like it, not like it. So I have done the stuff lying around to get published.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I
But now you are,
write a lot of fiction.
so now your book is coming, right? In the
Yes, yes. My
July
book is,
of, yeah.
my series are coming out. 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
One is Tina of Athena.
Yeah.
The first volume will be coming out, which is for consecration, and the part 1 is called Durga. So
Mm-hmm.
it's about the main character.
So is this
So
like the first books that you have written which are coming out?
this is the first book of mine which will be coming out.
Mm-hmm.
But surprisingly, it's a book which I've just written.
Okay.
I'm still compiling my old stuff, but looking at the time, looking at how people are with each other,
Mm-hmm.
with the sense of inhumanity and how life keeps throwing rocks at you all the time,
Yeah.
especially for women. So
Mm-hmm.
I came up with Athena of Athena. So she's the head of operations for a cyber security firm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's her journey of, breaking ground in a very patriarchal zone
Okay.
where she's not very respected because she's had a tough life. She's not even married at 45. She had
Mm-hmm.
an adopted daughter.
Hmm.
So, and one major thing is, I chose Durga as the name because Durga is the movie sponsor. So in the entire series, there is no love story, but it
Hmm.
is still very important to be read
Yeah, yeah.
because it will help people understand and relate to things which have happened to them.
Yeah,
Like
right.
especially women and even men. Men will slowly understand
Hmm.
that this is what we go through on a daily basis. We are not trying to attract attention by telling people that we were harassed or this thing. And it's
Hmm.
also like a way of revenge for women, like a healthy revenge. Because of, this is the way I planned the book. So more on that later. I start talking about it, I keep talking about it.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
so I think, yeah.
So, like, for like, what would you advise to the beginners who want to start writing their book, but they are hesitant? Like earlier, you said that you were always scared about what people would think about your books or your writing and all. So, should people be
Yeah,
really scared about all this, or because audience is everywhere?
yeah,
Like, there are all types of audience. So, even if
yeah,
you write some different way or unique way, there will always
yeah,
be someone who wants to read your book. So it should not
yeah.
matter really that we think much about like what others
No,
think and all.
I actually have a disorder which makes me think like that.
Okay.
And because of that, I had a really tough time till 2018.
Hmm.
So after a lot of counseling, I took a break in Pune for a year. That's how I met Shrishti.
Hmm.
So for a year of isolation, seclusion, I read a lot, wrote a lot,
Hmm.
and I became stronger. So when I came
Okay.
back in 2018, I slowly started getting courage.
Hmm.
Like my other two series I've written before, but this book has been freshly written. It's not about me worrying about the audience. It's about because they are very to the point, direct and bold. I write in a very bold way. So
Hmm.
I was a little worried that some people wouldn't like it. That was always a factor.
Hmm.
But now I know that it needs to be published. Like a Katina needs to be published because people
Yeah.
do not understand what they are doing.
Hmm. But is it like this that because of lockdown now people have again started reading books
Yes.
because of audiobooks and this movies and all these things, reading of
Yes.
books like traditional reading of books had declined in a way, or what do you think about it?
So I'll be publishing on Kindle as well as the print version.
Hmm.
So Kindle, because even I read Kindle books sometimes, but I don't really like the feel
Yeah,
of
so
it.
even I have the Kindle and I have the same books, but still I prefer
Yeah.
the physical copy because it just feels
Yeah.
the feel about it. Like
Yes, it feels good because
yeah.
a lot of effort gets put into a book being made. And I know
Hmm.
that because I run library units make it well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. With
But in a way, we
the,
can say that because of Kindle and digitization,
yes,
there's a revival of reading of books,
yes.
or else the
Yes,
traditional books might have not survived as much among the
that's
younger
true.
generation, probably.
That's very true. So, even at the Rollicking services, so we do provide digitization services also, but
Hmm.
we do not, I don't think we're advertising.
Yeah.
But I think we should start helping out people who are compulsive pen to paper writers
Hmm.
and have to find out a way to market that because it's something that people don't have time to sit and type out everything.
Yeah, 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 true.
So that takes a lot of time. So we are actually in the pipeline to help writers digitize their stuff if they do not like to type.
Hmm. So the thing is, many times writing, okay, the theory, like the structure, how
Yes.
one should write the book and all, that one can learn easily nowadays through online
Yes.
courses and all. But the very complication is there when comes the publication part. So publishing
Yes.
a book. So
Yes.
for that, like there are self-publishing things, or you can go and approach a company and all. So what's like what is good, what is bad according to you? What should one do for
Yeah.
publishing?
So my professor at this, he is a very eccentric person, but his ideas are so large, larger
Mm-hmm.
than life. His name is J. Shivrama. J. Shivrama, sir. So yeah, I got a lot of scolding from him in my course, but yeah, his teaching from all the professors actually to my department that I carry forward. So he had said that you can self-publish on Amazon.
Okay.
So I didn't know this, and very few people still know about this. But there is a publishing platform on Amazon for self-publishing. So the publisher Kindle books for free. But to print, I think it takes a little bit of money.
Yeah, so that's
They
the
have
thing.
a cost which is different.
Self-publishing is not cost convenient, right? It is expensive
No, it's not. It's for Kindle. It's
compared to
not
the traditional
because
publishing thing.
yes. So it's an online edition and it's an ebook edition, but it'll be available on Kindle.
Okay, so for ebook it doesn't cost much.
Pardon?
Uh, for ebook publishing, it doesn't cost much
Yes.
compared to the hard copy.
Yeah, that doesn't cost much. The hard copy. But with Amazon, it's like if you need it in print, you can pay them and they'll do that for you. So I went for that option because I want to see my book as a traditional book and not just as an online edition.
But when you submit your manuscript or the
Yes.
snippets of the book, do they are these companies really strict, or can anyone publish? Even a beginner can publish a book.
Anyone can publish a book. It doesn't depend on your
Because many a times,
background.
like the big companies are rejected, and there is a lot of politics involved, and we have heard that
Yes.
things. So yeah.
No, like Amazon has a self-publishing portal just to, counter those politics.
Oh, that's great. I never heard about I knew that Amazon and all these big companies have self-publishing thing, but I never knew it was so convenient and easy for a normal person.
It's very convenient,
Oh,
honestly.
so this will always encourage more people to write books, especially
Yes,
beginners. Yeah.
it's very important for people to write. Like I'm comfortable with English because I was brought up in Mumbai. I was born in Cuttack.
Yeah.
So I'm more comfortable in English because I was taught in a convent and I've always loved English. So what I tell people is that, don't translate your vernacular languages into English.
Yeah,
Because
many times it doesn't do the justice because this is a very good for me. There's a very good example. Like I read a lot of philosophy and spiritual books. So what I used to do was I used to read in English because I thought it will be more comfortable because we are from English medium.
Yeah.
But then I recently, recently in the sense, last 2 years back, I started reading the original text, like Sanskrit and direct translation in Hindi or Marathi or Gujarati or those language which I know. So it was so much better for me to understand because there are many of the words which English language doesn't do the justice for those.
It doesn't do justice because
Yeah.
the problem with me is that I love English a lot, but I'm still trying to learn my mother tongue at this age. I'm 28 and I'm trying to learn how to write Odia. But I'm not ashamed about it because, in vernacular languages have such beautiful words.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
Hamdardi. When you use the word Hamdardi, you get a feeling.
So now, if you translate it in English, it's very difficult. Like it will never do the
you have
exact
to
justice.
mention a complete phrase instead of just one word. So,
Hmm.
when you say Hamdard, and you say Hamdani, there are two different things.
Hmm.
But when we translate them in English, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's very unfortunate.
And it happens a lot when we there is a translation directly from Sanskrit language. So it never does the justice. The English words because these are different, like completely different bases. Like most of the Indian
Yeah.
languages are have come from Sanskrit or Prakrit or all these traditional
Yeah.
Indian languages. Na? So it's very different compared to the foreign languages. But yeah,
Yeah.
so
So,
yeah, so we covered right now, like for beginners, it is easy to publish, how they should publish
yeah.
it, and yeah, I think any beginner out there, they should directly just write the book. They should not think much about what
Yeah, they
others
do not
might think
think
because
much about what
yeah,
audience and what.
and anyway, writing is more
Okay.
of a passion thing rather than just
Yes.
earning money out of it. But from money, I want to ask that are like writing can become a profession nowadays? Like you can earn a livelihood by just writing books, or is not possible?
You can actually do that because there's this really well-known writer, financial writer, corporate writer rather, called Tom Batla sir.
Hmm.
I call him sir. I have attended only one master class of his for writing. And
Hmm.
after that, I started, being practical about publishing. I've just
Yeah.
attended his master class, but I still say this. That he
Hmm.
is very thorough in his courses, but I didn't get the time to actually do it. So I have a lot of stuff happening here. So
Yeah. Yeah.
he actually sends emails every day or every week,
Hmm.
whenever he can, and he prices himself. So he inspires a lot of people. So, in a subscription newsletter, he'll talk about how to create your cover, how to design.
Hmm.
So one person I really recommend is Tom Maklaker because he does it very selflessly. He doesn't do it for profit.
Hmm.
He doesn't do it for profit. Like, his courses cost a lot, but it's worth it. That is only if you're very that you don't know what you want, but you still want to publish a book. Then he's the person to go for.
Hmm.
He is a corporate writer, and he actually left his job to pursue writing.
Okay.
So it is feasible, but it's never wrong to take any help from others if you're weak in certain points.
Yeah. So, someone who wants to become a writer, initially they should, I guess, start it as a part-time or as a passion, like hobby thing. But
Yes,
it is easily possible that they can just switch the career and they can become professional like writers and
yes.
earn livelihood out of it. So,
Yeah, and
yeah.
I think it's like nothing wrong in taking help when you know you're weak at something.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So,
And especially
yeah,
professional help rather than taking
yes,
help from the friends or anyone around because
yes,
there are
that,
many times happens that people demotivate, especially when you're doing something
yeah,
unique. So it has happened with me a lot. So
yes,
that's a personal experience. So it's better to take professional help or else just do your
yes,
own research. Like internet is filled with all the information you need. Just
yes,
do the research properly
yes. Research
and
is very
should have
important. Yes,
huge willpower because
yes.
there will be times when you
And
might feel
patience also, because you need to wait it out till you complete it.
yeah, yeah.
It's
And it takes
difficult.
a lot of patience to write a book like blogging and writing articles and all might not be that much uh, patient oriented, but yeah. So
Yes,
that's the
so
thing. And what are your favorite books? Like any of the popular books in the world? What are your favorite three books?
my favoriteest book is by Christopher Paolini.
Hmm.
It's called The Inheritance Quadrilogy or The Inheritance Cycle.
Okay.
So it's a fantasy book. I still read it. It was a heavy heart. I gave it away
Hmm.
a few months back. Uh, you know, the way he's written everything, his attention to detail. And what I love most about him is that at the back, he
Yeah.
always mentions every book that helped him write the series.
Yeah, that's the
So
great thing
now
about
you
many
come up
writers I
with
have seen. They always they are always grateful to others, and it's very good.
Yes, but it's still very, but I still find that trait very rare in those writers, you know.
Hmm.
So this guy actually does a lot of research, and then he created a complete continent with three different races. Not three, actually, it's five
Hmm.
different races with languages of their own, and his sister drew the map and everything.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he took
So
magic
that's like
to
your
a
favorite
very
book.
deep level.
Uh,
Hello?
so
Yeah.
this is your like all-time favorite book.
Yes, all-time favorite series of mine is
Oh,
Inheritance Cycle.
so I should check it out
So,
then.
yes, it's fantasy, but it's not so heavy-handed as J.R.R. Tolkien's
So I
Lord of
generally
the
don't
Rings.
like reading fiction, fantasy books a
Yes,
lot. I like more theoretical and people would say the
yes.
boring stuff, but I like to
Yeah,
read.
even absolutely. Everyone has their own way of reading
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and their own preferences. So with
True, true.
Pauli, whatever it says that he goes into a lot of detail, even about magic. So when I left Harry Potter to read Pauli, and I
Oh,
did not think that I like Harry Potter is good, but with Pauli is just very underrated and not well known as much, you know.
okay.
So
Hmm.
that's one sad thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But that book really opens up your eyes, honestly. Good book.
Yeah, yeah. So, anything else? We have covered pretty much everything, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, then another thing that I want to tell everyone is writing is not your passion. You just need to put your thoughts down at the end of the day. That's
Yeah, yeah.
how I got consistent with my writing, and then I finally wrote Katrina. So it's like, you are so frustrated, so anxious, so
Hmm.
repressed or suppressed, your feelings are really, really suppressed. If you write it out, it
Yeah.
really helps. And don't show to anyone if you don't want to. It's alright. But the writing is important. The pen to paper is very important because they're not going to judge you.
Hmm.
People do.
Yeah, yeah.
And I wrote so much because of my parents also. They have been very kind and supportive. I was at a phase of life when I used to tell them, I used to think that family is just family, they don't mean anything. It was just a word for me. Now if you see me, it's like I'm much more of a family person than I was in the past.
Hmm.
And I sometimes feel that I should have realized it earlier, but I
Yeah.
couldn't. So,
Hmm.
because I was very lost in the peer pressure. Like, we don't like to admit it, but trust me, everybody has that fear. Social life is like, what will people think about me? So it took me a really long time to get out of my depression, but I'm glad I'm out of it. The journey wasn't easy because 8 years back, the same people who, put me down, was very negative to me, were made fun of me, ridiculed me. The very same people are now appreciating my work and helping me with my work. So there was a time when I used to never forget what people did. And I used to keep a grudge in my heart. But now it's more like I will never forget what they did. I'll keep them at a distance. But
Yeah, yeah.
I will hold nothing against them.
So this is
So
what happens
this
because
is,
even when I started this podcast video, yeah,
yes,
YouTube videos thing, many of my friends discouraged me that this will happen, that will happen. The world
yes,
is very difficult and you will not survive and all these
yeah,
things. So that's the reason I started so late. Like I would have started already,
yes,
but because I used to uh, take advice from my friends and they discouraged me, it became very difficult for me. But yeah, finally I started
yes.
because I wanted to do this. So
Yeah, so it's,
so many times
so
taking
I'm,
advice from human beings, so human
yes,
beings are filled with jealousy, ego, and all these things.
yes,
So yeah, you never know who is a trustable person. So it's rather just make your own pros and cons. And if you are
yes,
really passionate
it's
about it,
important.
just do it. Nothing is going to
Yes,
go waste. Even if you don't earn out of it or you just waste your time, still you will get
yes.
some experience out of it. So
You
no
know,
problem.
I think trying is very important because if you don't try, you never know whether you can really do it or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
And anyway, in every career
Yes,
there will be struggle or problem. So don't
yes,
think any
absolutely.
career in the world there will be some or the other
Yes,
struggle. So that's how life is. But yeah.
yes,
So wow, this was an amazing podcast. So
yeah,
so thank you so much all the viewers
yeah,
for tuning in.
yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah, do like, share, subscribe, and also follow her. I follow
yeah.
Akanksha. I'll post her links in the description so you can check it
Yeah.
out. So thank you so much all the viewers.